Hello, viewers. My name is Zach Hardy, and this is my uh, second episode of the Hardyac questions and answers series. Um, I guess this is becoming a series. I don't know if it's going to be like every single week. It may be once a week, could be once every 2 weeks, could be once, or it could be twice every week, or it could be I don't know. It could be once a week, 1 week, and then go two, or then we skip a week and then 2 weeks away or 2 weeks after or a little bit more than a week after I do another one, or I may do one or two before a week passes by. I don't know. I don't have a set schedule for this. I know my schedule usually is WWE Raw reviews on Monday. um WWE Raw reviews on Monday, Hardyac Wrestling podcast on Tuesday, Intensity review on Wednesday. I maybe Thursday will be the Hardyac questions and answers series day. I don't know. Friday could possibly be a topic video day, and then Saturday and Sunday, I don't know. Those are usually like USW previews and pay-per-view previews and reviews. And I'm hoping to get a review out for USW Ferocity this Saturday. The reason being is because it's starting this whole every week schedule now instead of every other week, which, excuse me, which means that USW's developmental area is going to be a weekly show, kind of like NXT or whatever. So I don't know, maybe WWE will find competition or something or whatever. But anyway, we have a few plugs. And WWE pay-per-view previews are usually someday in the week, or some weekday, sometimes maybe on a Saturday. And sometimes USW pay-per-view previews may turn into a pre-show or something on a Sunday. And then WWE reviews and WWE and USW pay-per-view reviews will be on Sundays, Sunday nights. Excuse me. Anyway, two plugs. First, follow me on Twitter at Zachary Sarah. You get updates on this channel and just a bunch of other shit, really. And if you have a wrestling related question for me to answer in the next episode of the Hardyac Wrestling Podcast, at this point it will be the fifth episode of the Hardyac Wrestling Podcast on July 14th, 2015 at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Send them to unitardzz@gmail.com. That's unitards with two Z's at the end at gmail.com. And if you have any questions for me to answer on the Hardyac Questions and Answers series, send them to unitards@gmail.com, and I will answer them on the Hardyac Wrestling or on the Hardyac Questions and Answers series. Excuse me. Send your wrestling-related questions to the Hardyac Wrestling Podcast, because that's where they'll be answered, and the other questions that are not wrestling-related will be answered on the Hardyac Questions and Answers series. Simple enough? Good. Also, when you send me an email, when you send it to unitards@gmail.com, all lowercase, by the way, please make sure in the subject, please make sure under the subject tab, usually with Gmail, it's email and then subject, and then you'll have a description. Please put your subject as, if you're sending a question to Hardyac Wrestling Podcast, write down Hardyac Wrestling Podcast 005 or whatever number is coming up that week. And if you have a question for the Hardyac Questions and Answers series, please put the subject as in Hardyac Questions and Answers. And if not, or if you don't want to do the numbers, just send your the wrestling related questions. Make sure you have the subject saying Hardyac Wrestling Podcast. And for questions and answers series, please make sure the subject says Hardyac Questions and Answers. That way it's easier. So I guess we can get into reading the emails now. I'm now getting into hold on. Okay. Uh, Now I am getting into reading the emails beforehand, so that way I know what is acceptable to read and what is not acceptable. So wrestling podcast, I'll still read it the first time the way it's said, but I'll also sorry, hold on. discard drafts. Okay. I was emailing USW back just to make sure it was confirmed, and I haven't gotten an email back. I'll probably get it tomorrow or something. But anyway, I've got 4 questions here. Shouldn't be long. Oh, wait a minute. There are multiple questions in this. I was gonna be fair, and for the Hardyac Wrestling podcast, since I just answered the questions without looking at Adam beforehand, I did the same for the Hardy. I'm going to be doing the same thing. Sorry, I'll be doing the same thing for this one, or for this Hardyac questions and answer series, and then from now on, I'll be doing. I'll be reading the emails. Excuse me, beforehand, and I'll still ask the questions the way that they're said on the email, and then I'll kind of proofread it myself or whatever. But anyway, let's get into the first question. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 8 questions here. These questions are from Caitlin Jean. Okay. All right. First question: what are your plans for the Hardyac channel? Well, my plans for the Hardyac channel. Well, I mean, the whole point of the Hardyac channel was for things that are not wrestling related. It's pretty much that break from, since unitardzz is completely wrestling based, at least more than 90% of it is wrestling based. Hardyac was going to be that non-wrestling based thing. It was just going to be something for like vlogs or fucking gaming shit, or other reviews of other shit. I know I did an apartment tour or a fucking room tour because I live in a house, but that was the room tour. That was the only place I wanted to put out there because I didn't want to put anything else out there. But anyway, I had the room tour on there. I had a Walking Dead. Sorry. I'm sorry for you earphone listeners or you headphone listeners. I had a Walking Dead review there, and I don't watch The Walking Dead anymore because I don't want to. It's kind of just getting repetitive, and it's starting to make less sense. I had a Twitch stream there. I had a shit ton of stuff there. You know what? I might as well search it up. YouTube. I think I'm subscribed to the Hardyac channel. I think I'm the only subscriber to the Hardyac channel. I'll wait for this to load. Let's get down here. Oh, there it is. I haven't posted in about 3 months. Okay. So there was describing as Zach Hardy and Canon No Forgiveness thing. That was pretty much one of my only wants of wrestling there. It was a request. So it was Walking Dead Season 5 mid-season premiere review. There was the Intensity Arena build #1. It was my problems with my Wi-Fi and problems with today's kids. There was a house tour of nothing and update on the WWAIB pay-per-views, which I was going to plan on putting that out there, but didn't work out. So my plans on the Hardyac channel are pretty much, I guess, put out a review of something, maybe a weekly video or a video every other day, reviewing like a product or something, or reviewing a show, reviewing a game, reviewing an internet video, reacting to an internet video, vlogs, gaming, whatever. I've had a lot of people recently asking for the Unicraft videos, and I don't know why it's taken them until now to ask me to bring back Unicraft, since it's been gone. I mean, it was a mini series of 3 episodes, 2 on YouTube, and well, all 3 went on my website, but sorry, the first 2, Unicraft #1 and Unicraft #2, like Stop Staring at Me, were both released on YouTube, and then the third one was released on the website with the other 2, and that one was like end of series or something like that. And a lot of people have asked me for the Unicraft series back. I don't know why. I haven't done it since like 2013. But if I'm gonna do it, then I'm probably gonna put it up on the Hardyac channel. And whoever wants to watch it there can do that. I don't really want to put it on the unitardzz channel, but whatever. I'm thinking about doing Unicraft season 2, like small miniseries on Hardyac, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 episodes, whatever it may be. But I can do gaming on there. Excuse me. Most of it would be PC gaming because I don't really have a way to stream on my Xbox One or Xbox 360. I think I have a PS3 somewhere, but I don't use it. But I mean, I can do gaming, mostly PC gaming, and very little like Minecraft or some kind of free like browser game. But I can do a gaming gameplay. I can do a review on a game. I can do a review on a show. As I said, a review on an internet video. I can do a review on a product. Hell, I can go to Walmart or I can go to Target or whatever. I can get one of those as seen on TV or one of those things from the as seen on TV section or those fucking sales shelf, like those, like you can find like a magic bullet or something like that, or a slushy maker or something like that, and I would do a review on that, just random bullshit. So as again, a review on a show, TV show, a review on a game, a review on an internet video, a review on a product, my honest opinion on a product, review on a movie, review or a gaming, a vlog. What else? Uh, I don't know, maybe an update video on my life or whatever. Shout out videos. Hell, maybe if the Hardyac channel gets popular enough, I'll put up the. I may move the Hardyac questions and answers series to that channel because the Hardyac questions and answers series isn't. It's pretty much most of it is not wrestling related, but it's on my unitardzz channel. My unitardzz channel is more popular than the Hardyac channel, and I mean my prediction though is if I'm going to do all that stuff on the Hardyac channel, I'm assuming I'm going to get more subscribers on the Hardyac channel than I have on the unitardzz channel. I have 35 on the unitardzz channel and 1 on the Hardyac channel, and that's pretty much me. So I have 35 subscribers to unitardzz, and I have excluding me, I have 0 subscribers on Hardyac. So, of course, if I start putting up videos on Hardyac again, I'm going to be putting a plug on go watch unitardzz. And sometimes on unitardzz, when I get back to Hardyac, I'll be like, all right, check out this video on Hardyac. And most of the stuff will be live streams as I do right now. But I mean, just because I'll be reviewing a popular TV show, not even a popular TV show, but some, there are more fans of basic whatever. Hell, reviewing something about music, reacting to something. There are more fans that are into entertainment shit or anything like that than there are wrestling. And that's, I've had, I mean, I like earning stuff. So, like earning money to live, I enjoy that, and I enjoy the pride of I did this by myself on my own. I wouldn't want any cheap way of plugging this channel just to get more subscribers. I want to earn that myself by, for example, earning subscribers just because I have a very good take on wrestling, or I have compelling points, or I'm very interested in wrestling and people like what they see. And the same can be said for a Hardyac channel once I do that. But until I get more ideas for what to do on the Hardyac channel and what, excuse me, and more things, collecting up for the Hardyac channel, then that's when I'll go back to the Hardyac channel and start doing things for there or for that. And Unicraft, that's another thing that I wanted to talk very little about. If I do Unicraft again, then it'll be like the second season or the second coming, the rebirth of Unicraft or something like that, and it'll probably be like 3 or 4 or 5 episodes, and probably not a whole season, but it'll probably be like 3, 4, 5 episodes, and then it'll probably go away for another year or two. And if some people want it back again, then I may do a third part or whatever. But yeah, just simple shit like that. Uh, but I will be honest, I am very very much contemplating bringing back Unicraft because a lot of people have asked for it, and supply and demand. And again, if I do something for Hardyac, I would want to stack up what I have to do. Like, if I'm going to review something, I want to have a schedule. Like, all right, so if I had, for example, if there was the season finale of fucking what show? What show did I watch this winter? The Royals. If there was a season finale of the Royals, I'd be like, all right, I want to review this. If there was, and then there was other parts that I wanted to do. Like, let's say I had a magic bullet that I could go and review, and at the same time, then there was a video game that I could review, and then a Unigraph, whatever. I would stack up my shit. I would supply myself, and then, or I would, excuse me, continue to stack up and kind of bundle everything together, and then I'll do one thing here, and then I'll save something to do that time, and then I'll do something there. But I won't just do it all in all because I want to have some things planned and a schedule. So I'll be like, all right, so the Royals are this week, but I'm 2 weeks away from that. So I'll do the Magic Bullet this week, and then I'll do this game next week, and then the Royals after that. And I'll just try to stack up whatever I can do and kind of push back or push forward anything that I want to review or anything in general that I should review or whatever, or do anything for the Hardyac channel. I'd want to have enough so that way I wouldn't have to worry about it every single week and having something new out every single week. I'd be able to stack up one thing and then another thing and another thing and put that one out this time, and then that time would be that, and then that time would be that, and then continue the cycle. Excuse me. So that's my plan for the Hardyac channel. Excuse me. What is your favorite quote? I think I recall putting something on my Facebook page. Excuse me. And no, I'm not going to give you a link to my Facebook page because why the fuck would I do that? Hold on. I have a notification. I remember. Okay, sorry. I remember having a quote somewhere on that Facebook page because that was like the thing I was most proud of on the page. And I know it was like one of my own, but I really like that quote because I didn't make it to enjoy it. I just made it and I looked back at it and I was like, that's something that I really like. And that was a really good thing for me to say. And I'm trying to find the quote right now. Excuse me. I don't want friends. I don't want videos. I don't want, hold on. Contact and basic info. Nope. Fuck. Details about me. Oh, favorite quotes. If you don't win by yourself, you didn't do it on your own. Zach Hardy. That's my favorite quote of all time. I'm not very into quotes, really, but if I say something that I like, or if I know somebody who said something that I really like or really find interesting, then I will pretty much say, yeah, I like that. That was pretty cool. Excuse me. What is going on in your music career right now? All right. Well, I guess I'll have to go to my Wikipedia page to find out this one. I am searching through all of these different things. Music. Here we go. I'm currently in the middle of making my third album. Excuse me. I released Home and Burn It All Down both in April. I'm getting close to releasing a new day, and I Have Let You Go. And then sooner or later, I'll release Once Again We'll Meet, or I will just release them with my album. I haven't really, determined whether or not I was going to do that yet. Right now, I believe Lone Wolf and Majigeta, who are both in the middle of making their albums. I'm waiting for them to release their music because it's pretty much their time to release their music. So, excuse me, I'm gonna have to wait till about mid-July to early August to release, at least the album. But I know there was something underneath my thing. Oh, on his third album alone, he had 2 unreleased songs, Home and Burn It All Down, which stayed unreleased until they had been put out to the general public on April 21st and 22nd, respectively. The other 3 songs in the album are planned to be released with the entire album in early to mid 2015. And then it talks about my YouTube channel. Right now, I've recorded numerous times. I've recorded songs. Right now, I think I've also completed my 4th album that will be put out sooner or later. And I'm also writing music for my 5th album. I think I've had 1 or 2 songs written down, and my goal is, in order to make it another full album, I'm going for about another 8 to 10 songs. So, yeah. I'm not going to release any information about that, excuse me, at least until after a little while past my 3rd album goes out. But right now, I'm kind of focusing on YouTube and my wrestling career and everything else, so I'm not really writing music at the moment. If there's a point in time in my life where I have something that I want to say or I want to perform or that I want to write down and put a musical styling to it, then I will do that. But right now, I don't have any influence right now, so yeah. I also don't play any instruments right now. I'm contemplating whether or not to take guitar lessons because I've always wanted to play guitar. I just never really had the influence to, and I've never really had the time to. So, sorry. Hopefully, I'll be able to learn that soon. But anyway, that's what's going on in my music career right now. Fuck. I'm sorry. My microphone. It's just, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I don't know. I'm getting kind of like picky about it. So I don't know. What religion do you believe in? I'm Catholic, so I believe in yeah. That's why you don't hear me say his name, damn, or I don't usually say holy shit all that much. I don't say anything like the L word or the G word. And no, those words are not lesbian and gay. Those words are, higher power. And usually when I accidentally do say them, I will do this. And it's kind of like a whole repeating thing that I do. And I go, I am very sorry, God. I am very sorry, God. I am not going to make any bets. I'm not going to make any bets, which is pretty much my way of saying I apologize for what I did and what it was by accident. And I will not make any bets on it because I say true to the fact that I do not bet and I do not want to take chances. Yeah, I take chances, but those are usually in the ring or whatever. I don't like making bets all that often, but I don't like making. But when I say I won't make any bets, it's usually because I don't want to be in the point where if I lose something either important to me or something of mine. So that's pretty much my way of apologizing. So, yeah. What middle school did you graduate from? I graduated from St. Mary's in Waterbury, Connecticut. What high school did you graduate from? I graduated from Holy Cross in Connecticut. Graduated from Holy Cross last year in 2014, and I graduated from St. Mary's in 2010. What college did you graduate from? I have not gone to college yet. I'm still focusing on wrestling. After wrestling, I'll probably enter into some kind of community college and then transfer into probably UConn, University of Connecticut, probably in Waterbury or in Stores. I don't know. I've always thought about moving to Waterbury, but if I go to the place in Waterbury and it's smaller, which is kind of more my style, if I do that later on, um, then I'll probably just go to Waterbury and go back to Hartford, you know. But right now, I don't have any plans to go to college. Excuse me. Well, I mean, let's be completely forefront here. I do plan on going to college at one point. I don't plan on wrestling for my entire life, and when I'm done wrestling, or at least take a break, I want to be able to have something to do that will still pay me a lot of money, or still pay me a good enough salary and 401k. And, I'll worry about all the the shit, debt, loans, 401k, all of that later on. But right now, I'm interested in wrestling. When I'm done wrestling, whether it's done for a period of time or whether I'm permanently done with wrestling and fighting in general, I want to be able to do something that will pay enough money for me to continue to live my life the way I am right now. Um, and one of the best ways is to do that is by going to college. Um, but of course, the things that I plan on doing after I'm done wrestling don't or aren't the biggest deal that it takes to get into those kind of jobs or have one of those jobs is not college. I've always wanted to be a journalist or a reviewer, and or someone who gets to paid to sit in a movie theater, watch a movie, and put his honest opinion on it. Because many big fans of myself or people that know me in general know that I like to put out my opinion on things. That's what I do with wrestling reviews. That's what I do here. I love giving my honest opinion on something. I don't like to lie. The only times I do lie is when it's absolutely necessary, or something, you know, something is something's going on upstairs. I know nobody's broken in, otherwise the alarm would have gone off. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Um, I don't like lying. The only time I will lie is if something is on the line, whether it's a life or it's something like a punishment, or if it's something that shouldn't be dealt, or something that should not be met. I will lie about that just in order to keep the peace. Or if lying is necessary, then I will take the risk and I will lie. But there are certain things that I will not do, which are I won't do drugs. I won't smoke anything, cigarettes, pot, weed, cigars, anything like that. I won't drink any alcohol. I won't do any drugs, nothing like that. Of course, I'm straight edge. Those are the three things that I'm very focused on not doing. Probably the cat. Yeah. I have two cats down here and one cat upstairs, but they don't get along, so I separate them. But really, I reviewing, that's one of the biggest things I've had in my mind. Um, I've always wanted to be a work for like Rooster Teeth or SourceFed. I've always wanted to be like a host or something like that. An internet personality. Um, I've also, well, I haven't always wanted to be an actor, but I think I would have done well as an actor, although I don't really want to act. If anything, wrestling would be number one. Being a YouTuber would be great. If I can get a couple thousand viewers on my unitardzz channel or my Hardyac channel, or even thousands or even hundreds, I'll be perfectly fine with that. I mean, I love everybody who subscribes to me. I don't necessarily want to be friends with you because I don't like friends, so don't take that as an insult. It's nothing against you. I just don't like people. Excuse me. But I love everybody that subscribes to me, that um, stands by me, that helps me, that cares for me or cares about me, and I thank them. I appreciate that. So yeah, and for you guys that are watching, thank you. I appreciate who you guys are, and I appreciate what you do, and I appreciate that you like to watch me and that you subscribe to me, and I appreciate it. And even if you're not subscribed to me and you watch videos, I still thank you for that. But anyway, Reviewer, YouTuber, Twitch streamer is probably the last thing I would want to do. At least in what I would want to do. I don't mean like the last thing I would want to ever do, but if I had to pick what I wanted to do out of any career choice, all the things that I picked, it would be the last thing on the list. But then, I always also wanted to be of course, a reviewer, someone who, like a host for Rooster Teeth, or a host for SourceFed, or a host for WatchMojo.com, or anything like that. That was always great. And yeah, and then I wouldn't count acting. Fuck acting. And the last thing Caitlin asks is, what is your biggest fear? My biggest fear of all time is breaking bones and getting injured. Let me go back to my Wikipedia page, because I just noticed the other day that there's a whole section on my injuries and the reasons why I've been out of action. There's on the contents table. Wow, there's a shit ton of shit on the contents table. On the contents table, there is a whole list of it. There's even a slider open that says injuries and problems involving wrestling. Personal struggles in June 2010. Injuries. Injured my left ankle after a fall Sarah injured his left ankle after a fall from a ladder in a match from the previous night's pay-per-view event, he was sidelined for 6 months before returning in October of the same year. December 2011, Sarah broke his humerus bone in his left arm, causing him to miss in competition. He was sidelined longer after keeping the arm from healing, causing him to miss an extra 2 months of wrestling before returning in June of 2012. Yeah, I was an idiot, and it was my left arm. It looks like my right on the camera, but I swear it was my left arm. I was sliding on ice with my sneakers on. And at this point in time, I was what? 15? So in December 2011, I was 15. And arm went behind my back here, snapped in half, walked around like this. My bone went like this and this, so part of the bone went this way, and part of the bone went that way. It just split in half. I was put in a giant cast and a sling and everything like that, and the cast was so fucking heavy. And at the point, I was like 15, so even though I was working out and everything, and lifting weights at that point in time, because I was still at least capable of doing it without getting totally hurt. I kind of had to keep my arm up and lift my arm up so it didn't heal properly, and I was in the cast for about another 3 months. It was from December 2011, December 29th, 2011 through, I want to say March, April, or May 2012. So I spent my birthday in a cast, although at that point in time it may have been the cup around it, the plastic cup around it. Anyway, August 2013, I was injured in a match, separated my left shoulder from the rest of my arm. Gladly, he didn't break my bone again. I would have killed him. December 2013, disconnected my tailbone from my lower back. That surgery was a bitch, considering I was not able to be put to sleep. I was not able to be put out because it was a minor surgery. But I actually had to feel them cutting into my lower back to reconnect the bone. But it was a minor surgery, and since I was able to go home right after, because it was like a small incision, they just had to do one little thing and then stitch it back up and everything. That was pretty much all I had to do, and then I went to the doctor to get the stitches out. And it was a small incision, so I don't really have too much of a scar left. If I do, I'd be surprised. But yeah, I wasn't able to put it out to sleep because I wasn't going to stay the night there or anything. I could just go home afterwards. So I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. At this point, I'm what? 17? So, you know what? I'll fucking suck it up. And March of 2013, my right arm, tore tendon in my right arm, was out until, of course, June of 2015 when I came back. But yeah, broken bones and injuries, that's the worst thing to me. I hate when I see someone break a bone or when I see someone's bone broken. It makes me cringe. When somebody, like, excuse me, there was this YouTuber who had a video of one of her friends sticking an ice pick through David Blaine's hand. And he even pointed out it was just disgusting. I think there was a YouTuber Markiplier had both of his feet behind his leg, and it was just making me cringe and everything like that. I hate broken bones. I was watching WWE Network earlier today. I was watching I think it was One Night Stand. Excuse me, and Triple H threw Randy Orton over the top rope after Orton went for an RKO. Orton landed on his collarbone, broke his collarbone. Ugh. And then the same thing with John Cena. Felt bad for John Cena. Excuse me. Seeing John Cena with that giant fucking ball on his arm, fucking, I can't deal with those kind of injuries. It just creeps me out. So, anyway, guys, thank you, Caitlin Jean, for that question. Next question. How long have I been going? Over 30 minutes. So it looks like this may be a 2-hour video, guys. Oh, and this is another multiple question one. All right. Have you ever broken a bone? Yes, multiple. Have you ever had a near-death experience, or have you ever been in a situation where you almost died? Shit. I want to think. I'm gonna think. I remember when I was probably 4, and I was driving home. I think there were 2 occasions, and I was in the back seat in a car seat, and I opened the back door to my mother's like Hyundai Santa Fe or whatever, her fucking SUV, and I remember we were on the highway, and she ended up having to close the door, keep it closed until we got to the exit, and it was because, of course, I was 4 at the time, so what the fuck did I know? And then later on, I think it was 5 or 6, and the same car, same person, Gina. I call her Gina. I don't call her mom. Gina, you'll know why if you've heard my older videos. The same thing with father, or Eric. But Gina drove over a patch of black ice and slid off the highway through a guardrail. The car flipped in midair, landed on its side or something, and then onto its wheels. And at the time, I was like 5 or 6. Excuse me. I also had that like instinct of keep my brother safe. So at the time, he was in the back seat, and I was holding on to his car seat and him to make sure he didn't go flying or anything like that. So when we landed, I was like, all right, what do we do now? And then there was this couple who came down. Gina lost her cigarette in the car. They went looking for the cigarette. Couldn't find the cigarette. Apparently, the cigarette died out or whatever. And then the car got towed, and I forgot what happened after that. All I remember was flying through the air, and it was creepy. Because then I think later on, I met the person when I was like 11 or 12, and he had a video of that point in time because he had like a Motorola Razr or something. It was like 2000, 2001, 2002. It was some kind of flip phone, or it was some kind of video recorder or whatever, and it recorded video, and it was the video. It was the car flying, and I just remember seeing the car fly through the guardrail and then way above the air from where it was, because it was this incline where it was the interstate here, and then it was like a ramp going up to the exit, and then over here was the area where we landed. It was down here, so the car went flying over through the guardrail, spinning and landing down there, and it was just crazy. I remember the police were there and everything like that, and I don't remember how we even got home. But anyway, any other part where I thought I would have died? Remember when Gina's apartment got robbed when I was probably 8 or 9. Didn't know what happened, but I was at my grandmother's house, so I guess that doesn't count. I was rock climbing with a bunch of friends, and slid down a shit ton of rocks, and grabbed onto a rock, but a bunch of smaller rocks were just flying, so I ended up getting hit in the face with a bunch of pebbles and everything like that, and I think a few like chunks of rock or whatever. Climbed my way back up and said, let's get the fuck home, all right? So we left, and that was like, I don't know, 2013, 2012. So I was 16, 17. So there's that. Yeah, that's pretty much that. What city and state did you grow up in? I grew up in Waterbury, Connecticut. What is your favorite thing to wear? There's many things. Jeans outside, especially when it's winter. I like wearing a sweatshirt. I remember I still have a Holy Cross sweatshirt that I wear. You saw in a bunch of my videos, and actually dug that out last year, and you saw that through a bunch of my videos. I love wearing my hair up right now. Before my hair was like long enough to be put in a ponytail, it was just down, and you could see videos from my hair being down. But and now I've been able to put the front of my hair up in this, and then the back of my hair there, because front of my head does, or the front of my hair, or the top part of my hair does not reach all the way to the back of my head. So I have to put one ponytail here and then one ponytail here. But I like wearing my hair down. I like wearing my winter boots. That's great. I like wearing the Nike track shoes that I have. I I have two pairs of Nike shoes. One for when I ever go to, let's say, the gym or so. They're like a pair of Nike slick shoes or slick or shined shoes or whatever, sneakers. I didn't like having to get them because I'm very grungy. I don't like expensive stuff. I don't like these Nike things or Adidas or Jordans or Reeboks or whatever the fuck you call sneakers now. Um, but I like wearing the track shoes because they give me traction. And a lot of my shoes I wore outside when I would work out, either outside or I would play basketball, play football, whatever. And a lot of the shoes would get worn out because A, my feet would grow bigger, and B, I was playing basketball or baseball or football on cement. Yeah, cement. No, concrete. Concrete, cement. It was concrete or cement. Pavement. That's what it was. Not concrete or cement. Actually, it was pavement. Um, I remember that it was, and these shoes are prone for outside, so they will stay together for a long time, and they expand as well. So if my feet end up growing any more than they already do, which I'm 19 and I'm still like what 5'6", 5'7", 150 pounds, whatever. May end up getting a growth spurt one day, even though I'm 19 now, so I should have already gotten it. I've already gone through puberty. Doesn't really feel like it though. I don't know why, but I guess my feet would grow too, so it would expand if my feet grew, and I would have them for a while. And I got those for when I'm outside, and either working out, doing basketball, baseball, football on the pavement with a bunch of the other kids that come up to my basketball hoop, because I've got like the only basketball hoop relatively near these kids' houses, so whatever. And all in all, it's either that or when I'm doing work outside, whether I'm picking out weeds for my lawn or whether I have somebody pay to do the lawn for me because it's just too much work. I'm barely ever having enough free time to do some things around the house. So when I get to the chance to weed or anything like that, it's always great enough for me. Some of the flowers that still die through the winter, but end up growing through the summer that I planted years back when I still was in WW, so I still had free time because they were recording a show. There was a month where you would record, like 2 weeks, or you would record for about 2 weeks, and you would have about a half a year's worth of shows recorded. So it was just a longer schedule or an easier schedule to manage. Now I have to go to Hartford every week and have to go to meetings and everything like that, proofread shit, all of that. But yeah, I've kind of got too much to do right now, so I have to pay somebody to do my lawn. Don't mind it. I do my own weeding because I don't want to give them that much of a fucking problem, because then they'll be here for hours, and I don't want to waste somebody's time for hours. They can just mow my lawn and be done with it. That's fine with me. Why did I get here? Oh, I was talking about the shoes. Favorite thing to wear. That's that. All right, back to that. 2013, it was pretty much my winter beanie. You can see a lot of pictures, or I have a lot of pictures about that. Sometimes long sleeve shirts, probably some kind of turtleneck I would wear pretty often in the winter. Of course, I live in Connecticut, so the New England weather is great. I like the wintertime anyway. Winter boots. I've started kind of wearing sweatpants a little bit more, just so that way I can move around a little bit more instead of being constricted by jeans. Even though I wear jeans to wrestle, which is pretty much the time where I should be the least constricted. t-shirt or so or whatever. Of course, the Holy Cross hoodie or some kind of other hoodie. I don't know, whatever it would be. Yeah, something like that. Nothing like you would see now. I don't wear like Kobe shoes or LeBron shoes or whatever. Derrick Rose shoes. I don't know. Hat. No, I don't wear hats. Of course, why would I? Yeah, that's pretty much that. What is your favorite time of the year? Winter time, which is usually around November to, well, I would say October, late October to early November through April, maybe March or April, because that's when it's coldest. I always love, even though I'm not in school anymore, I still kept that whole love of, hey, school's canceled. Great. It kind of makes me feel all warm inside knowing that what I had to, or what I got to feel the joy out of winter, I now know that other people get to feel the joy out of it. So that kind of makes me happy, knowing that nothing really, or some things really don't change. And I loved in high school when we had winter days because we never had to make up snow days. Sorry. And I know people in California that are watching right now, or anybody that would live in warm weather states, like, what the fuck is a snow day? Well, a snow day is when you have so much snow in a day, where there's predicted to be so much snow that you get school canceled for you, or you get a delay, whether it's 90 minutes or 120 minutes or whatever. Um, um, and you pretty much either go to school later, or school is scheduled to start later in that day, and it's pretty much usually announced in the morning, or school was canceled that day. And I loved that because we didn't have to make up snow days. Usually people would want us to make up snow days, so they would take away a couple of vacation days or a couple of days off that we would have, and they would give us school. But we ended up getting, or the excuse me, we had our final exams. Well, we had our midterm exams pretty much the first or second week we came back from winter break, which was beginning of January. We had our final exams the first week of June, so we didn't have to stay there for June 20th or June 23rd. That was great. Also, although I didn't have that whole luxury back in middle school. But I love winter. I love the cold. Yes, I do get flu shots, so I don't have to deal with the flu. The worst I have to deal with is a stomach bug. I'm sorry for the camera and everything like that. Worst I have to deal with is a stomach bug, and I barely ever get stomach bugs because I have a very good immune system. Very good immune system. I've pretty much been I'm not a germaphobe. I don't care about germs. If I see a swing set, somebody dares me to lick it, I will go lick it. I am not afraid to do anything. If one of my friends, whether it's female, whether they are female or male, if they have taken a bite of something or they have drank something from a straw or a cup or whatever, they ask me if I want something or the rest or whatever, I don't care. I will drink from that same straw. I will eat the same fucking Nutrigrain bar that they have or whatever. I don't really care about germs. It doesn't faze me. And since I'm around germs pretty often, pretty much around, I have to be around people often, especially in wrestling. And I'm around germs. There are germs everywhere. And I don't really clean the germs away. I just clean the spaces, periodically. I'm pretty much very good with germs. They're not a big disaster to me, so they don't affect me very often. And I only get a stomach bug or stomach pains, or I throw up once every maybe year to 2 years. At this point in time, it's been like every year and a half to 2 years. But I haven't gotten really sick, or I haven't thrown up since. I mean, I haven't thrown up because of an illness since March of 2014, and that's when. If you can search it up on Wikipedia, on my Wikipedia page, you can even search up Final Chapter 2014, USW Final Chapter 2014. You'll know that the Zach Hardy versus Western Light USW Championship match was canceled because I couldn't make it down to like Albany, New York, or whatever. Anyway, what makes me cringe? I was pretty much, I already answered that. Broken bones, injuries, the sight of that. Yeah. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with seeing people throw up or whatever. Something that also, I mean, it's not a big fear, but also something that makes me kind of cringe or whatever are bugs. And I'm not like, but I don't have a phobia or anything like that. And I'm not denying anything or anything like that. But it's the reason why bugs have always, or have never been something that I've enjoyed or something that I really, had no problem with was because when I was a kid, Gina, my mother, was very abusive, and she would throw bugs at me, um, which kind of gave me a fear of bugs, and I mean, it's gotten better, but I haven't really let go of all of that kind of um, uh, disdain towards bugs. So I just don't like bugs. I don't fear them, but I just don't like them. Like I will chase after a fly with a shoe. I'm sorry. I will chase after a fly with a shoe, and I will kill it eventually, and that'll be my workout for the night. But I won't. Yeah. I mean, of course, there are bees. I probably wouldn't go and chase after a bee. If there was a bee in the house, I would probably, I wouldn't say run, but I would probably uh, quickly walk out of the out of this room, which is pretty much the only place I am in most of the day. I would probably walk out of this room with my laptop, with a bunch of notebooks, my cell phone, the charger, whatever. I like writing with paper. I like paper and pen and all that. I grab some pens and pencils and erasers and a stapler and whatever, post-it, sticky notes or whatever, copy paper, whatever, and probably a mirror. Just that way I make sure. I don't know. Just to make sure. Fucking, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't take the mirror. Sorry. Excuse me. But some kind of thing like that, and then take that to my room and work in my room. If I had to do a YouTube video for my room, I would do that. You would also see the comparison, the very big similarity between my room now and from the room I had when I was in my grandmother's house that you were able to see earlier in this channel in 2012 when I was 16 and I was in my grandmother's house in my room, and that I have pretty much whatever room that looked like a room from my grandmother's house, I tried to make it exactly the same. I probably couldn't find the same couches or beds or whatever, but my bedroom and my living room, the two places that you've ever seen me other than down here, the same thing. The den that I had in my grandmother's house back when I was doing ZJS music or whatever, that's very different. I still have a desk there that I took from my grandmother's house. Excuse me. I still have that, but my room and my living room look pretty much identical. It's crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So yeah, what makes me cringe? Probably broken bones and injuries. That's pretty much the biggest thing that makes me cringe. So thank you. It says that's all from Georgie McDonald. So thank you, George McDonald, for that, or Georgie. Next up, we have these questions. 52 minutes. Congratulations, guys. All right. These are all pretty much music related. What is your favorite music genre? Grunge rock. And then close seconds would be punk rock and alternative rock. Alternative rock would probably count from 90s to 2000s. Punk rock would be 90s, and grunge would be 90s. I wasn't a big fan of underground grunge. I liked the Nirvana grunge. Period. Sorry, excuse me. Also, my favorite album from Nirvana was probably Nevermind, of course, the biggest one they've ever had. In Utero and Insecticide are both tied for number 2, and then I wasn't really a big fan of Bleach, even though Bleach was probably the most grunge album they've ever had, which was out like their 3 or 4 albums. But yeah, favorite albums, Nevermind. Favorite music genre is grunge rock. Favorite musician? His next question is, who's your favorite musician? Kurt Cobain, without a doubt, lead singer of Nirvana. And then, of course, if you ever ask me who was your favorite backup guitarist, it would be, or well, bassist or whatever, would be Chris Novoselic, and favorite drummer of all time would be David Grohl, who is also the current guitar player and singer and lead singer for the Foo Fighters. So, who's my favorite singer from 2015, and what is my favorite song from 2015? I don't have anything. I don't like any music from nowadays, and I don't like any musician from nowadays. That's just no. I mean, there was a very small period of time where I took a break from grunge and I liked hip hop for a small period of time before I hated it again. And that was just pretty much so that way I could explore things other than grunge and punk and alternative and uh, some kind of forms of rock and roll and very little hard rock and heavy metal or whatever. Um, just that way I wouldn't get completely sick and tired of the genre. Because I can get very sick and tired of something. It would take me longer than a lot of other people, even though I don't like change. But yeah, I absolutely went away from hip hop after about 6 months and went back to rock. And at that point in time, I was refreshed and I was able to get back into rock. Yeah. What are my favorite thought or what are my thoughts on music from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s? 2010s just awful music. Probably the worst genre type of worst a decade for music of all time. We're almost halfway through it, or we're not even halfway through it. 2000s, uh, I liked alt rock better than what you had with pop. Um, Alt rock is the only good thing I think that came out of 2000s. Probably Linkin Park, of course. A lot of people hate me for liking Linkin Park, but yeah, it was the first rock band that I ever really liked. So, 90s music, I loved grunge from the 90s. I loved punk rock from the 90s, alternative rock from the 90s. Hell, you know what? If you asked me to listen to a few songs, or hell, if you asked me to listen to a full album from one pop musician in the 90s, hell, I'll do it. Because 90s pop music was better than anything you can really get from pop music at all. And I actually, not respect, but I would probably like a song or two from that album or a song or two from pop music in the 90s. Uh, the 90s were just that great. And I wasn't born for Nirvana's run. I was born 2 years after Kurt Cobain died, or almost 2 years after Kurt Cobain killed himself, or died, yeah. And after grunge went away, pop music and hip hop music became the mainstream. I wouldn't be able to listen to a hip hop song from the 90s, whatever. I just can't. And 80s, probably the only good thing that came out of that was Queen, if I had to think of any band from the 80s. Well, I mean, there were also a couple like rock bands that came out or that were also good, had good music in the 80s. Um, sorry. Sorry. Okay. I'd have to look up shit. AC/DC. I don't know if that was 80s. Sorry. I think glam rock was still popular in the 80s and the 90s until grunge became a thing. Heavy metal was alright. But anyway, 90s in my pick out of the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s, that was just the best genre of them all. I mean, if you had to think of the grunge bands, you had Nirvana, you had Pearl Jam, you had Soundgarden, you had Stone Temple Pilots, you had Alice in Chains, Bush, you had Temple of the Dog. I'm trying to think because I'm in this mode of just answering questions, so I'm trying to think of the answers. um, some other great bands. I mean, not really grunge, but Nine Inch Nails, they were also pretty good. Um, the Melvins, the Ramones, and this punk rock as well. Blink-182 was alright. Green Day was great. Weezer was more pop rock, but I like Weezer. What else? I have a full playlist of over like 1,000 songs. I have Alice in Chains, Stone Temple Pilots, Mudhoney, Screaming Trees, Mother Love Bone, Temple of the Dog, Foo Fighters. I have the Melvins. I have Blink-182. I have the Ramones. I have Hole. I have Sonic Youth. I have Nirvana and Bush and Green Day and yeah, and more Nirvana. I loved music from the 90s and it was just great. Favorite band, of course, of all time is Nirvana. I'm going to help you out and make for a longer video. And I'll add a few more questions for you, just so that way you don't have to ask them again. Let's see. All right. Favorite music video of the 90s would be Kurt Cobain or Nirvana and Smells Like Teen Spirit. Favorite song, You Know You're Right by Nirvana. The song that I hate right now, or the song that I can't really stand, was Polly, because I just heard that so often. And Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden was very overplayed, and it got me really sick and tired of that. I mean, I have satellite radio right now. I don't have a car. The reason why is because I don't really want to drive until I'm at least 20, because then I think I'd have something more stable to the point where I can be where I have enough uh, financial stability to have a car. And even then, I'll probably have like a beater because I don't like expensive cars. I'd want something that if I ended up getting into a crash, it wouldn't into a crash, it wouldn't just cost me. I mean, if we're excluding, which it wouldn't be excluding, but if we're excluding the fact that I was a new driver, then whether I get into a crash would be less. It'd be less than a Mercedes Benz or being total or crashed. Something that's more cheaper side. Something that would be at least it would get me from point A to point B. That's the car I would want. Something that could at least get me from point A to point B. And I wouldn't really want a new car. I'd want something used. Yeah. But when I have a car, I will install satellite radio in that, or I'll just use the aux cable and I'll use Spotify, considering I pay the $9.99 fee for the Spotify Premium. Yeah, because I like Spotify. Pandora's shit. Pandora just goes by the popular songs that are popular with people nowadays. But I will install satellite radio in my car when I get it. Sorry. More music questions. What else? What other questions can I think of? Most influential song for me of all time, "Smells Like Teen Spirit." That goes for a lot of these answers. Favorite, or if I had to pick a song for a theme song for me to enter into USW arenas with, and it couldn't be any song that I've had before, Heart-Shaped Box by Nirvana. Well, that I can also pick Fell on Black Days by Soundgarden. That'd be pretty cool. Come by the Apple by Mudhoney, I believe. Stone Temple Pilots. Oh no, Stacked Actors by Foo Fighters. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Pearl Jam. What about Pearl Jam? Even Flow by Pearl Jam. That's what I would pick. And if I had to pick something from, let's say, Weezer, I guess I can go with fucking Buddy Holly, I guess. Why not? Why fucking not? Or Island in the Sun, something like that. Anyway, I guess that'll be it. So thank you, Tony Putman. Thank you, Tony Putman. I was also asked a question for the Hardyac Wrestling Podcast by Tony Putman. So I will answer his question on the Hardyac Wrestling Podcast this Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. Yes, cheap plug, of course, from Zach Hardy. And the last question, wow. All right. This guy did not give me a name. What's his email? Excuse me. I don't want to read his email out loud, so thank you to the person who sent me 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 questions. Thank you for 28 questions. Guys, this may be a 2-hour fucking series or 2-hour show. I've already gone over an hour. All right, so wow, a lot of fucking questions. All right, I guess I'll get into the first one. What would be the names of your future children? Let's see, what names would I have? Probably Tyler John or John Tyler, because my middle name is John. My brother's middle name is Tyler, so Tyler John or John Tyler Sarah. Yeah. What other names would I like? What names could go well with Sarah? Hell, I would put Michael Cera. Why not? Michael Cera is a Canadian actor. He starred in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, my favorite movie. So that'd be a tribute to him. If I have a girl, I probably wouldn't be able to pick a girl name. Probably be after my fucking wife / girlfriend, whatever I have at the time. Probably be her middle name along with fucking another name, fucking Ava or Olivia or fucking Christine or Krista or fucking Kathleen, whatever, Lindsay. I don't know. Uh, but if I had to pick, I would only be able to pick boy's name. So John Tyler, Tyler John, whatever. Michael Sarah. I guess that'd be a good one. Michael John Tyler Sarah, or John Tyler Michael Sarah, whatever. I don't know. I'm not one of those guys that would want to be would want to have one of my kids be like a junior or the second. My father's name was Eric. My mother's name was Gina. My name is Zach. So of course, if I name my next kid Zach, it would be Zachary Sarah Jr. or the second or whatever, and then his kid could be like the third, and then his kid would be the fourth and the fifth and the sixth and the seventh, whatever. Yeah, I would name my kid Zachary as well. So, who do you like more, blondes, brunettes, or redheads? I've never really liked redheads. I just haven't been interested in them. It's kind of been a turn off. I don't know why. But I mean, I really don't care what kind of hair I don't care what girl's hair color is. I mean, if I had to pick the two that I like the most, I would say blondes or brunettes. I don't like redheads. I don't know. What is your favorite country other than the United States? Canada. Canada. That's the only other place I really like, I guess. Well, Portugal, because I'm Portuguese. Yeah. What is your favorite country? Oh, all right. What car do you drive? I don't drive a car. I carpool to Hartford or anywhere else. Do you have a house, an apartment, or a condo? I have a house. What is your favorite nickname other than Zach Hardy? What is your real name? Oh, wait. What is your favorite nickname other than Zach Hardy? I don't have any other names. I don't have any other names that are not Zach Hardy. Zach Hardy's pretty much my only nickname. It's because of my ring name. I guess people also can call me call me Enigma. Very few people call me Enigma, just because it was pretty cool for them to know someone who was like really cool. I guess a really cool wrestler or was a really cool character or whatever in wrestling. I don't know. It was also interesting. So I guess if I had to pick something, I guess it would be Enigma. But I don't have any other real nicknames. So what is my real name? Zachary John Sarah. Zachary space John space Serra. What was your yearbook quote? In middle school, I was actually absent, or I left because I had to do something. I was at a meeting. Not a meeting. No, I don't know. I was absent that day. And I wasn't able to put in a quote. And when I put in a quote, they couldn't put it in time, so my yearbook went to 0. So it was really nothing. And high school, I think my quote was, if you don't win by yourself, you didn't win at all, or something like that. What did I say from Facebook? I'll go back and look at it. But I do know that the quote that I have on my Facebook page is the same quote that I have. It's the same quote that I have in my Holy Cross yearbook. I gotta go back to the About section. I don't care to remember the quote. I just know that I really like the quote. Oh, I've had the same Facebook background for years. Oh, and here's your knife. I finally pulled it out of my back. That's cool. That's nice. Tales about me. If you don't win by yourself, you didn't do it on your own. That's mine. And I signed it Zachary Sarah, not Zach Hardy. So, have you donated to charity? No, sorry. Have you done any charity work of any sort? No. Have you ever had a real job? Well, thanks for thinking wrestling is not a real job. I mean, it may be a part-time job, but it's still a real job. No, I haven't had a real job at this point in time. Sorry. How much do you love doing YouTube videos? I love doing YouTube videos, and I'll tell you why. I am able to express the way I feel, and I'm able to express my honest thoughts and opinions and get those out there on anything, wrestling, anything. And I am held back by nothing. The only things I can't do are show nudity, and the only things I don't want to do are involve any kind of racial slurs or sexual terms or anything like that. Um, I I love doing YouTube videos. There's nothing that holds me back from it. I love being able to put out my honest opinion and my honest thoughts and say anything I want to. And it's just great because I get to do it on one of the biggest things I love, that is wrestling. So, and even with Hardyac, I'd be able to do and say whatever I pleased. So, yeah, I love doing YouTube videos. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, which is my usual rating, I would rate it a 5. If I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I would rate it a 9 or 10. My passion for it, some days it can be a 1 or a 2. Some days it can be a 3. Some days it can be a 4, and some days it can be a 5. But I love doing YouTube videos, and yeah. And by passion, I mean if I feel up to it. Yeah. What exercise do you do? I do my own form of CrossFit. I like to call it CrossFit because there's nothing else that really calls for it. But when I'm home, usually I will pretend that I'm facing somebody, and I'll pretend that I'm in a wrestling match downstairs. No ropes, no ring or anything like that. I'm just pretty much wrestling against the air on the floor. And yeah, that may make me sound like a crazy person, but whatever. Thanks very much. But anyway, I just really do love doing my own form of things, and exercise is one of them. And I pretty much pretend that I'm wrestling against an imaginary figure. I'm doing a grab hold. I'm doing a choke hold. I'm doing what I usually do in the ring, except the only layer between me, the floor, and cement is a carpet, and probably a small thin wooden board underneath those, or wooden tiles underneath the carpet. So, but I do my own form of workout and exercise. What is your favorite part of the day? I would say if I had a day off and it was a regular day, um, favorite part of the day would probably be taking a shower. Because I'm in Connecticut, so I don't have to take 5-minute showers. Fuck you. I usually take like an hour-long shower, and if anything, just under or a little bit over. And that's pretty much my one time of chilling out, relaxing. I sit on the floor in the shower while the water just runs on me, and I think about whatever it may be. So probably taking a shower. It used to be going to sleep, but I've been having a hard time sleeping for some reason. So I guess sleeping would be number 2. Have you ever been to a concert? No. What is your biggest pet peeve? People. Who do you hate the most? I'm not one of those. I don't hate people. I don't like to say I hate people, but I'm also not one of those supporters that thinks of hate as a strong word. I can say I hate something and be perfectly fine with it, but I don't hate anyone. I don't think I hate anyone, and I don't like to hate anyone. Who was your biggest crush? Was this girl in middle school? Not gonna name her. For years, I tried to woo her, and she wasn't wooed. So, How many friends did you have in middle school and high school, as well as college? I didn't go to college. Middle school, I had a few friends, but don't know them anymore. High school, I had a couple. Know a few of them. Yeah. When were you born? February 5th, 1996. Where were you born? Waterbury, Connecticut. If you don't drink, what do you plan on doing for your 21st birthday? Shit. Well, I'm not going to be turning 21 until February 5th, 2017. So let's go to the calendar here. Calendar. February 5th will be a Sunday, so I may end up being at a USW pay-per-view if I'm still working for USW at that moment in time. I'm gonna be completely honest with you after this. But yeah. I guess I'll just be staying home. I guess, why not? What is your most prized possession? Oh wait, before I answer that, there's one thing I want to say. I was born on a Saturday. February. No, it wasn't a Saturday, was it? Was it a Sunday? I always get confused. I always thought it was a Saturday. It was a Monday. Okay. Sorry, it was a Monday. I was born on a Monday. Um, yeah, I was born on a Monday. Um, if you don't drink, what do you plan on doing for your 21st birthday? Probably staying home. What is your most prized possession? I don't have a prized possession, really. There's nothing I have that's more expensive than the other, really. Well, I mean, I have things that are more expensive than other things, but I don't have a prized possession. If I have a prized possession, it's probably my job as a wrestler or any job that I have. What sports do you have you played? I have not played a sport other than wrestling. I mean, I played basketball in summer leagues when I was in middle school, but that's pretty much that. I played it. I played one during the winter season when basketball wasn't a thing. It was the fall was over, or it was a spring basketball series, and it was a summer basketball series, and that was it. So I played basketball for a small portion. No football, no baseball, and I stopped playing basketball because I was wrestling at that point in time. So I really didn't want to risk injury, especially not in football or hockey or baseball or anything like that, and end up getting injured and being out of action with wrestling. So that's probably why I didn't want to play. What sports did you watch? Football. Very rarely will I ever watch basketball or baseball or even hockey. But I watch football a lot. I become very sad, not depressed, but sad that the football season ends in February. But then again, when it comes back in August or September, it's worth the wait because then I get another 17 to 21 to 22 to 23 weeks of football continuously. Well, technically, anywhere from 24 to 27 weeks of football. So I'm good. And yeah, I'm a biggest. Oh, hold on. Who was your favorite athlete? Well, Jeff Hardy's a favorite wrestler. But if I had to say athlete with sports, probably Colin Kaepernick because what are my favorite teams? The San Francisco 49ers in football. In basketball, it would be the Brooklyn Nets. Baseball would be the New York Mets. And hockey, I guess, would be the Ottawa Senators. Why do I like them? I liked, well, that's not a question, but I liked the 49ers, the Nets, the Mets, and the Devils beforehand when they were all not doing well, except for the Devils. And then I liked the Ottawa Senators when they were not doing well either. But the Ottawa Senators started picking up their gear. Nets started picking up their gear, and the 49ers started picking up their gear. I liked the 49ers. I mean, the first footy pajamas I ever wore was 49ers. But I started getting into football in 2000 and I want to say 2008. And first game I ever watched, Pittsburgh Steelers versus Arizona Cardinals in Super Bowl 43, where the Steelers won, I believe, 21-17 with Santonio Holmes touchdown catch. Amazing football, amazing Super Bowl, one of the best football catches I've ever seen. With Ben Roethlisberger's connection pass to San Antonio Holmes when he had two defenders on him in the right of the end zone, 2 feet just barely in the end zone. It was a great way to end the game. The only other football game I watched before that was New England Patriots versus the New York Giants when the Patriots were in quest for 19-0 in Super Bowl 42, I believe, and I saw that remarkable catch. So we had two. So the first 2 games I watched were the 2 best catches in Super Bowl history, or one of the 2 best catches, or possibly the 2 best catches in football history. Yeah. But I like the 49ers back when. I keep forgetting his name. Mike Singletary, that's his name. I knew it was Mike something. Mike Singletary. Yes, Mike Singletary. I liked the 49ers back when they had him. And back when they were struggling. I liked the Nets when they were struggling. I liked the Mets when they were struggling and kind of still are. But I was a big fan of those teams that were not doing well. And I was hoping that they would do well eventually. And yeah, the 49ers started doing well once Jim Harbaugh came back. And one off season, or one little off strand of the season, and not strand, but and then Jim Harbaugh just gets shipped away, and now we get Jim Tomsula. I'm predicting that Jim Tomsula is not going to do very well for the 49ers. They're in rebuilding mode. I get that, but I just don't think it was the right choice. But 49ers did well after I liked them, and I like the Jets, the Nets, not the Jets, the Nets when they were in New Jersey, and I liked them right before the start of the season where they lost like what 40 games in a row. They ended up finishing like 12 and 70, I think 12 and 70. Yeah, I liked that. That was the moment where I liked the Nets, and they became the Brooklyn Nets and started doing well. And the Mets, not too well for a long time. But when I first watched baseball, excuse me, in 2009, I think, I liked the Mets. That was it. And finally, final question: When do you plan? When do you plan on doing? Oh, when do you plan on doing when you are done with the wrestling business? I think he meant what he or she. What do you do, or what do you plan on doing when you are done with the wrestling business? Probably becoming a reviewer, becoming a YouTuber, doing something. I don't know. I don't know. I really haven't thought that far. And we go back to my inbox. How many people are watching me? Just me. Guys, I just got 2 more people sending in a question. All right, well, you know what? I'm going to continue this. I'm going to continue the stream. I will reply back to those who sent me an email, and while I'm doing that, I will wait for people to send more questions. So you guys will just stay there. Yeah. Stay away. Yep. Okay. If you have any questions, you might want to send them because I still have time to read them. There we go. Hold on. Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. All right. So stay tight, or stay tuned, or whatever. You know what? I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Make something extra special for you. Hold on. This feels a lot like a live stream. Custom overlay. There we go. There you go. All right. Here's your brief intermission thing. I'm replying back to a few other people. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Two more people. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. We got one more person to send an email to. I have to keep looking back at emails that they have in another tab just to continue to write response in the email that I send them, because I have to see their email they sent me. Hopefully they get my emails. So nobody else has sent me an email. All right. Move that to Hardyac question and answers. Oh, shit. Oh. No, questions and answers. Hey, we're both for questions and answers. All right. Hold on. I should probably take off the word intermission. I almost left that on. All right. Let me just make sure that the video doesn't cut out the intermission. Hey guys, we may end up making it past 2 hours. Congratulations. Good job. It's 10 minutes to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in Connecticut. Just make sure the intermission logo went off. Hold on. All right. My microphone is on. Hold on. Let's see if it works. All right. So there we go. Got 2 more questions. All right, let's go to the first one. Oh, this is another shit ton of questions. It's by Sarah Lee. So thank you, Sarah Lee. You got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, shit, I'm gonna count it by the end because it's easier. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 questions here. We're probably going to make it past 2 hours. All right, guys. So, first question. What are your hopes for unitardzz? What are my hopes for unitardzz? I want for unitardzz to be a channel where people can subscribe to and can trust to give them their honest thought, that person's honest thoughts. Well, when people can subscribe so that way they can hear my honest thoughts on wrestling and they can enjoy watching my channel because they can watch my videos, they can watch whatever I put out. I hope that unitardzz goes well, and I hope many more people subscribe, and I hope many more people like the content and like what they see and enjoy watching me. Where do you see unitardzz going? I see unitardzz going in the direction of staying on one simple genre of videos and having Hardyac be this limitless amount or limited. Fuck. I apologize for the microphone. I see unitardzz being a wrestling-based channel for the rest of its existence, and I see Hardyac being that vice versa for that from what unitardzz is. What other series do you plan on creating? Shit. I'm thinking about making Unicraft Season 2 or Part 2. What other series do I plan on creating? I mean, I guess I'm going to create this as a series, so there's that. I don't know. I don't know other series. I don't know how to answer that. Ask me a while down the line. Yeah. Will there be any more people helping you out with any of your channels? So I take it that means unitardzz or Hardyac. Probably not. Zach Hoyt was a mistake, and well, he was a mistake to bring on here, and Chase was here for a year, but ultimately had to leave and do other things. So kind of like SportsFed, where many hosts just end up leaving and going somewhere else, and that kind of tends to be the case for almost everyone. except of course Philip DeFranco because he owns SourceFed. I see there being very few, if any. Well, I mean, maybe if I ever give any one more person a chance, it'd probably be under my supervision, and it'd probably be the last person. I mean, I kind of want to do this by myself from now on. What series do you see a possibility to return in the near future? Shit. Oh, I've got to get back into this questions and answers mode. What series do I see having a possibility to return in the near future? I think Unicraft, but that may not be in the near future. What else? I've always thought about doing Tournament again, but I don't think that's going to come back. I think Unicraft probably is the only one. What series from unitardzz will we more than likely never see again? Probably. Well, I mean, it's probably going to be a half-hour wrestling podcast and the unitardzz wrestling podcast. I'm sorry, it's the half-hour wrestling podcast / unitardzz wrestling podcast. Probably never going to see that one again because the Hardyac wrestling podcast is taken over. I see. I don't think you're going to see Tournament come out again. That's probably not going to be seen again. That's pretty much that. What is your idea for the first video on the Hardyac channel when it comes back? Shit. Probably a TV show review. Or a video game review. Well, hey, maybe I can kick off the Hardyac channel again with Unicraft. Bring back Unicraft to kick off Hardyac again. If anything, it'll be it'll probably be Unicraft, but sorry. If anything, it'll probably be Unicraft, but there could also be a possibility of a TV show / movie / Xbox game that I review, or maybe the review of another product. I don't know, like a magic bullet or something like that. Do I have something that I can review here, or something I bought that's new, or something like that? No. Maybe these headphones. I don't know. I have earbuds. I guess I can review or something like that. Sunglasses. I don't have much. I don't have much. I have a calculator. Calculator nerds would love to see that. I'd probably go out to the Walmart as seen on TV rack and just pick out from that. Maybe an Insignia TV. I've had that for a while. Maybe an Xbox One. I don't know. I'd have to find something or go looking for something. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. It'll probably be a review or a Unicraft. What are some other social media platforms that you wish for unitardzz to cross onto? I don't know of many social networking platforms that I would want Unicraft or would want unitardzz to cross the line into. I mean, I think unitardzz and Twitch was enough. I mean, then you can also have like accounts for. I think there was a Facebook account that I put up a while ago. There's also a Twitter account. There are there's a Facebook page. There's a Twitter page. I don't know. I think YouTube and Twitch were the top two ones. If there's anything that really comes to mind, like I think Periscope. I started my own Periscope. I don't like film there too much, but I do. I would when something I would want, or when I would want to film something, or if I wanted to film a vlog or something, I may use that as a vlog area or as a vlog part. But I think YouTube and Twitch are enough for now. If there's a site that comes out that you can put out just wrestling content, then I would definitely sign unitards up for that, and I would start uploading content to both YouTube and that site if that came out. And if it has come out, then somebody please tell me in the comments below if you've made it this far. And if you have made it this far, congratulations, you've probably almost watched it for about 2 hours, or you got lucky enough and you skipped here. I mean, I could see flipping the Hardyac Wrestling podcast on YouTube and on iTunes if I can find a way to get that podcast to go out on iTunes. That'd be awesome. That'd probably be at this moment in time, that's probably the only thing I would like to cross into, but I wouldn't want to cross the Hardyac Wrestling podcast into iTunes very fast. And if I do put it on iTunes, then it will be free, of course. I won't make you pay for anything like that, but I think it'd be interesting to have a podcast on iTunes. Simple. It's hard to keep track of these questions. What other channels besides from unitardzz and Hardyac do you see a chance to create on YouTube? It depend. It would depend on if I do so much on Hardyac that I can put like a series or two from Hardyac, or if I can put or if I have a few things that I do on Hardyac that I can easily put onto a whole nother channel completely dedicated to that, and keep Hardyac for one thing or for some things, and have a wrestling related channel for unitardzz, have a something related channel for like, let's say something like fucking, I don't know, HardyTube or Unitube or something like that, and then have Hardyac do something else. I mean, I think that could be a possibility, but I don't see myself creating another channel on YouTube. When do you see unitardzz gaining 100 subscribers? I don't know if it'll ever get 100 subscribers. If I start doing wrestling reviews or whatever for a few years, then at that point in time, I will have, so many people have watched my videos that at that point, since I've only been doing this for about a year, well, unitardzz has been doing this for about a year. Chase started this in April 2014, excuse me. But I mean, if I do it for a couple more years, I can see at least 100 people subscribing, and that'd be great. Yeah. Excuse me. I think a couple more years. Do you think that unitardzz will gain 10,000 or more viewers at some point in its existence? Yeah, I think so. Well, no, I don't think so. No, I mean, unless Delexman gave a shout out to me, and he said, follow this channel, and every one of his subscribers tuned into my channel, subscribed, then I think that's the only way I can see that happening. That, or some major YouTube channel shouts me out and tells people to subscribe. That's the only time I could see myself getting over 10,000. I don't think I can get 10,000 on my own, but I'd be fine without getting 10,000. I mean, I'm fine with 35. I mean, I would like 100. I would like a 10,000. I would like 100,000. I'd like 1,000,000. I'd like for everybody to see me, with these reviews. But I don't think I'd be able to get 10,000 on my own. I mean, I believe in myself, yeah, but I don't think I would be able to do that with the channel just by doing wrestling views on the channel. I'd probably have to do something that would gain a lot of other people's attention. But when do you see yourself having an active audience? I assume active, yes, Sarah Lee. I assume she means active by, many people commenting on my videos, many more people commenting or sending me emails, many more followers on my Twitter page for updates or whatever, many more followers on whatever unitardzz pages we have, a whole bunch of people on Twitch. I think that's what she means by an active audience. Someone who actively watches my videos. I would hope that I would have one, but I don't see myself getting one by a specific time. I think it's just a matter of how well I do and how many people agree with me or how many people like me or whatever. What do you think you have more of? Subscribers watching your videos or new viewers watching your videos? I mean, if you look back at my Money in the Bank preview from 2015, I had over 1,200 views on that video, and I only have 35 subscribers. So if that's videos no showing, then I think I have more people watching my videos that are not subscribed to me than people that are. I think subscribers kind of subscribe to me, and they would watch my videos, from time to time. If you don't and you watch my videos very often, then thank you for that, and I appreciate that. I appreciate you, of course, and leave that in the comments below so that way I know. But I think I have more people that watch my videos that aren't subscribed to me than people that are. What is your plan for the unitardzz Twitch channel? I don't think I'm going to be doing much on the Twitch channel. If I do, it'll probably be something like Unicraft. Do you see unitardzz as the best wrestling-based channel on YouTube? No. Do you feel that you should have more or less subscribers than you currently have? I don't think it's a matter of whether I think I should have more or less. I think it's a matter of how many people like my videos and how many people agree with me, how many people enjoy watching me. And I mean, I'd like to think that I deserve a lot of subscribers because I love wrestling. I love talking about wrestling. I love giving my honest opinion. But if people don't like me, then that's fine. You don't have to subscribe. Perfectly fine with me. Finally, do you think that you will still be active on the unitardzz channel after you leave depart from Ultimate Showcase Wrestling? Hold on. I have to check something. I'm pretty sure that I'll be doing shit on the unitardzz channel and on the Hardyac channel after Ultimate Showcase Wrestling. I don't think it's all based on Ultimate Showcase Wrestling because hold on. I think that even if I depart from Ultimate Showcase Wrestling, I will still be able to review USW videos or USW shows. I will still be able to review anything related to USW. I will still be able to talk about any USW news. And even if USW goes out, away, whatever, I will still have WWE. And if WWE goes away, there will still always be a wrestling promotion that you can watch. So, I mean, I will still be able to talk about USW. I'll still be able to talk to WWE. If anything, unitardzz will be the reason why I don't need, or that unitardzz will be my go-to after I leave USW. It won't be the reason why I leave, but it'll be my go-to after I leave USW to just keep doing shit for unitardzz. So I think after I depart from Ultimate Showcase Wrestling, I will be active on unitardzz, and I think that's a great time for me to give you a little bit of a news piece, and I guess I will talk about this later on in the year or when it gets closer to the due date. Nobody's pregnant, but when it comes closer to the date of happening, I'm torn between leaving USW when my contract runs out in February of 2016 and wrestling part-time. I've been offered the deal to wrestle part-time and sign a year-long part-time deal in February 2016 that will last me until February 2017 with USW, or I can leave. My number one choice was to leave, but then they offered me a part-time contract, which would be great, and I think I'm going to sign the part-time contract with USW. That's just going to give that. So, yeah, but for right now, I'm still a full-time USW performer. So anyway, thank you, Sarah Lee, for your questions. And now into the final email. This is the final one I'll read. Oh my gosh. Jeff Hardy Kid 246 or Jeff Hardy Kid 246 has sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 38 questions. I'm going to try to go through this quicker, all right? Because I don't think I should have to put a 2-hour video and force you guys to watch it. You shouldn't be forced to watch it, but I'll try to get through it faster. What is your current status with Ultimate Showcase Wrestling? My contract runs out in February 2016, so right now I have 7 months left on my current contract as a full-time performer. How much do you make with USW? I don't like to talk about how much I make. I just make more than a few $1,000s per year. So way beyond way more than a few $1,000s every year. I don't like to say much more about that though. What was the most important thing in your life that made you want to be a wrestler? Meeting Jeff and Matt Hardy in whatever fucking mall it was in 2006. I remember it was in 2004 when I was 8 when I started watching wrestling, and then in 2006 I became an avid wrestler or an avid fan of the WWE, and that was when I was 10. And then 2008 is when I started wrestling, and that was when I was 12. So meeting Jeff and Matt Hardy in that whatever mall it was. What is your sexual preference? I am straight. No, not straight edge. I'm straight. I like girls, females, women. That's pretty much it. Other than wrestling, what else do you do for USW? I'm a wrestler. Just fucking around with you. I go to meetings. I don't have really. I think I have at least or at most 5% of the say in a lot of things USW does, decisions, not booking wise. No need to start more conspiracy about that. But like their choices on opening up the Intensity Arena, making any reconstruction on the Matthew J. Casey Memorial Coliseum, anything about the Stampede Stadium, Coliseum Stadium, anything about the USW's headquarters, any of their decisions on renovations, any of their roster cuts. I think the most say I have in things are roster cuts, and it's myself, Cannon, Zachariah O'Leary, Majigeta, Leonard Thompson, Western Light, Xavier Jacobs, and Yo-Yo Joe, Wilson Mars, that are involved in the meetings that determine whether or not a person is cut from USW's roster or not. And since we are performers there, we will know what's best, and then we end up training with them and seeing if they're really worth it. Yeah, that's the most say I have in it. But I go to meetings a lot with, and I think the other two people that go with me are Cannon, Zachariah O'Leary, and Majigeta, Leonard Thompson. And we pretty much have a bit of a say in renovations, roster cuts, spending with money, contracts running out, contract labeling, and everything like that. Although no performer is allowed to have any say in anyone else's booking unless they are not a performer for USW. And they are also not allowed to give away the secrets of what the booking is. So can't say, oh, at Call to Greatness 11, even though we're at No Forgiveness, you're going to beat you, or he's going to beat him. Can't do that. You're probably going to get fired if you do that. What is your favorite food, color, and shape? I don't have a favorite food. I have red is my favorite color, and I don't have a favorite shape. Those are just stupid questions. What are your opinions on Barack Obama? I think he's doing fine as the president of the United States. I understand why a lot of people do not like him, but I think him being president is better than someone with no experience in politics. Yes, he may have had one term as, I believe, governor of Illinois before becoming president, but he's better than someone who has no experience in politics. He's better than someone who has absolutely no business in being the president of the United States. I like him. I have no problem with him. What are your feelings on war? I understand that there are some times where war has to be made. Like with 9/11, that at that point in time, we should have gone to war. We shouldn't have just stood there and done nothing. We should have fought back, and we shouldn't have just been sitting down, because then they would have defeated us had we just stopped doing whatever we usually do. We had to go back to what we usually do, and what we do regularly, because if that wasn't the case, then they had pretty much won. But at the end of the day, we all have to deal with arguments and war and fighting. Whether it's war itself, or whether it's a gang shooting, or whether it's terrorists, whatever it may be. We're all gonna have to deal with war. Sometimes I hate the fact that war is fought over just simple pieces of landmass that we can just make an agreement on. You get some part of this land, we get another part of this land. It's pretty simple. You don't have to fight over just the rest of the land, especially considering by that point in time, the land will just be a bunch of shit. It'll be done by the time you're done with war, by the time you finish war. And then religion, I don't think that's a real. I don't think that's a. I don't think that's an acceptable reason for war. I think if you're going to have war, it's going to be because somebody has done something to wrong you and to harm you or others. That's the only time war should be put out. So, what are your feelings on discrimination of any sort? It shouldn't be tolerated. Plain and simple. What do you prefer, peanut butter or jelly? Peanut butter. I can see myself liking jelly, but any sandwiches I've ever had that were peanut butter or jelly or both, it was just peanut butter. Who is your favorite fan member? Do you mean subscriber? Because I don't have favorite subscribers. Pick a series that you would want to start soon, and do not look at the next question. I want you to make that series happen in the next month. Fuck. Dude. Oh, fuck. Now I've got that fucking pressure. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, man. Topic videos based on viewer suggested videos. So topic videos on what the viewers suggest. Or shit. I've always had the idea, because when I was in middle school, I did this thing called dark comedy, and before that, yeah, it was just dark comedy. And it was pretty much me making jokes, harsh jokes, on whatever was in social media. I'm sorry, my neck is killing me. That's why you're seeing me do this and all of this. But anyway, I did this thing called dark comedy where I was making fun of whatever was happening in the media at that point, at that moment in time, and it got really over. And then I did this thing called the dark comedy game, which was just me writing on index cards a bunch of things that you had to do in order to get a point. You picked a card, look at the draw. Oh, lick the other person's shoe. All right, all right, 1 point for you. You pick, kiss the other guy on the head. 1-1. And it would just go on, and then people would be able to say, I don't want to do that. No. And they would have like 2 or 3 chances in doing that, and after that those 2 or 3 ran out, you'd want to conserve those. So if you did, like, if one was like eat a snail, or if you had to pick between eat a snail or kiss someone of the same sex, I mean, you would much rather kiss someone of the same sex than eat a snail, because I mean, at least the whole same sex thing would end up. I don't know how to say it. I mean, at least you would be able to do it without any bad things happening to you. I mean, it would just be like once and done. Whereas a snail, it'd be like, ew, you're the guy that ate a snail. Whereas other people would say, oh, well, you're the chick that kissed a girl. I mean, there's so many people that kiss somebody or like somebody of the same sex, or in a relationship with somebody of the same sex. It's actually normal for a lot of people now. So you kind of have to conserve your 2 or 3 chances. And after you run out of those 2 or 3 chances, you have to do whatever else is on the card without backing down. And it was well received. I took it off air after 2 seasons because the teacher caught me, and I was in a Catholic school at that point in time. So I wasn't smacked with a ruler by any nuns or anything like that. It was, I think it was, sorry, I think it was the 8th grade, so it was like 2010. Yeah, it was about 2010, and I'm sorry if this is disturbing you. I'm sorry. It was about 2010, and yeah, it went successful. Whatever. I guess dark comedy, but I would say viewer generated topic videos. Do you think that series is possible? Probably. What are your opinions on bullying? It shouldn't be tolerated. What events will you be attending this year? I attended Call to Greatness 10 Access, and I will be attending Bulletproof 8 Access. What is your favorite piece of memorabilia? This 49ers helmet. Just a 49ers helmet. Nothing more, nothing less. What is your favorite app of all time? I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. Favorite app of all time, huh? Probably private browser. No, Spotify. I had private browser just that way I wouldn't have to go and continuously delete pages on my Safari, because then that was a piece of waste of time. So that way I could just press the square button or I could just close the app and it would all be gone and I would just be able to start afresh. So that way I could just search for one thing quickly and then forget about it because, I wouldn't have to close it out or anything like that. Nothing like delete search history or anything. That's now. But Spotify, I don't really care about deleting history. I don't watch porn or anything. Spotify, I'm able to have music wherever I go. So, what apps do you have on your phone right now? I have the regular apps, like the phone, or like the messages, photos, camera, calendar, phone, mail, Safari, music, Spotify, WWE, the WWE app, private browser, Periscope, Hot or Not, because somebody wanted me to review that, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. That's it. What phone do you have? I have an iPhone 4. What is your favorite piece of information that anyone has ever given to you? Be yourself. What games do you have for your Xbox One right now? Shit. Guys, we're going to get out the Xbox One. I do know for a fact I have Madden NFL 25, I have Grand Theft Auto 5, I have WWE 2K15, I have Minecraft. Shit. My games and apps. Excuse me. Gumbo. I have Assassin's Creed Unity, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Battlefield 4, Castle Storm Definitive Edition, EA Sports UFC, FIFA 15, Goat Simulator, Grand Theft Auto 5. Life is Strange, Madden NFL 15, Madden NFL 25. I meant Madden NFL 15 when I was listening to it before, not 25. Madden NFL 25, Massive Chalice, NBA Live 15, Minecraft Xbox One Edition, Need for Speed Rivals, NHL 15, Pool Nation FX, Peggle 2, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, Rayman Legends, the Jackbox Party Pack, State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition, Worms Battlegrounds, and WWE 2K15. Also had hashtag iDarb, Airmac Arena, and Child of Light. Yeah. Put that back on. All right. What is your favorite video game of all time? Favorite video game of all time? I would say probably SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. What are your 3 favorite shows that are still active today? Number 1 is The Royals, number 2 is Under the Dome, and number 3, The Last Man on Earth. Although he's not really the last man on Earth anymore, is he? What is your favorite book of all time? My Side of the Mountain. How often do I read a book? Barely ever. When I will read a book whenever there's absolutely nothing else to do. Like the only thing I have is a book, and I'm in a white room. I'm trapped in a white room with nothing. It's just a book. I will read a book. Although I will prefer not to read a book and just like lay down and think of whatever for the rest of my life. If I'm ever in that white room for the rest of my life. Although, no, I'm just kidding about that. I will read a book if there's nothing else for me to do. I'm just kidding about that white room analogy. Um, what tabs on my computer do I have open right now? I have my Google Docs. It's what I take the notes for intensities and pay-per-views on. Fucking Weebly. I have unitardzz, my unitardzz site ready to go. I have my Twitter page. I have my YouTube page. Almost 2.5 hours. AOB Wrestling roster or AOB Wrestling site, unitardzz or unitardzz World website, unitardzz.weebly.com. USW's website because I was looking at that for the Outcast 2015 special. WWE Night of Champions because I'm watching that right now, and of course my Gmail site. What browser do you use? I use Opera. What website do you use? I use Google. How much money do you have in your wallet right now? Fuck it, I'll count it. I get paid a small amount of cash every month just to just that way they can say that I'm still, my bank account can still be active or whatever. Let's see, 100, 150, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 320, 330, 340. I'm sorry, hold on. Fuck, hold on. 100, 150, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300, 320, 330, 330, 340, 350, 360, 370, 375, 380, 385, 390, 395, 400, 495, or yeah, 405, 410, 411, 412, 413, 414, 415. I got $415 right now. Let me go to the thing. Here we go. I have $415 right now. Yep. Yep. 415 right now. I have to put that in the bank tomorrow, so. Well, yeah, I'll probably put it in the bank tomorrow. I have a bank within like a mile or two. I can go down to that bank. All right, back to the questions. What is your favorite movie of all time? Scott Pilgrim versus the World from 2010. Who is your favorite actor of all time? I don't really have one. Probably Michael Cera. Who is your favorite video character? I think he said video game, meant video game character of all time. Favorite video game character of all time? Fuck, it's probably. What games have I completed? Yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't think I have one. If I had to pick, if it was any game and any character whatsoever, it'd be Jeff Hardy from SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. What is your favorite video game that is not wrestling or sports related? I don't think I have one. Maybe Goat Simulator. Maybe NCIS the game. I don't know. Maybe Minecraft. I think it might be Minecraft. What accounts do you have a subscription to? I have a subscription to WWE Network. I have a subscription to Spotify. I think EA Access. I have a subscription to USW's online network. My year-long SWO subscription runs out next week, actually. So that's what a better way to end my account or my membership. Oh, I have an Xbox Live membership as well. That's pretty much that. That's pretty much it. Who is your favorite YouTuber? Not YouTubers. Philip DeFranco. Why not? Philip DeFranco. What is your favorite video of all time? I don't have one. What is your favorite YouTube channel? My favorite YouTube channel? Probably anything related to Rooster Teeth. So Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, Let's Play, whatever. What is your favorite YouTube? No. Finally, what YouTube channel do you watch most often? Let's Play. Rooster Teeth's Let's Play channel. Thanks from Jeff Hardy, Kid 246. So thank you guys for sending me your questions. We have made it through, and we are just about 2.5 hours through. So I would like to thank everyone who sent me an email. I appreciate your emails. And I guess I will close it with my final plug. So remember to follow me on Twitter at Zachary Sarah for updates on this channel and whatever else I post. And if you have any questions wrestling related for the Hardyac Wrestling Podcast, or any questions not wrestling related for the Hardyac Questions and Answers, send them to unitardzz@gmail.com. Unitardzz with 2 Z's at the end @gmail.com. And make sure that underneath the email that you're sending it to unitardzz@gmail.com, you make sure that the subject says either Hardyac Wrestling Podcast or Hardyac Questions and Answers. So, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to let you go now. This was my Hardyac Questions and Answers episode number 2. Remember to like, favorite, and subscribe for more. I'm Zach Hardy, signing off.